Well, hello. This is RC Blakes on this, what is this? Thursday afternoon. And guess what? I'm breaking in impromptu like, right? Just to share something that's on my heart. We are really starting to get more men that are tuning in to the platform, tuning in and checking out what we're talking about. And so I'm trying to intentionally spend more time speaking to even the kings. You know, of course, you all know it. This is the Queenology platform, but it's also the Kingology platform. And I knew that there would come a time when a healthy generation of men would rise and would want to hear the conversations that that I would have. And so we're here. And so I'm trying to oblige. And not only am I trying to oblige, it's just necessary to really speak to, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 800,000 women and 800 men. Those 800 men need to be spoken to, right? We cannot continue to, herald the problem and never participate in the solution. And so we want to, and I know that there's so many women on this platform that agree with me, that want me to not only speak to women, but really want me to speak into the lives of men. And so this is what I want to do today. I tell you what sparked this. I made a post on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me now on Instagram at RCBLAKES. I made a post, and it was really a question posed to women. And the question was, since a lot of women, I won't say most, but a lot of women, it seems as though are mostly concerned with the finances of a man. They want a man to have 6 figures. And that seems to be all they want to talk about. And some say, well, if he doesn't make as much money as I make, it's not going to work. And I'm like, really? Wow. That's kind of shallow, because who's the guarantee that you're going to always make the money you make? Who's the guarantee that he's not going to eventually make more? So why is the amount of money so important? And I'm the first to say that a woman should always be concerned about the money, but not so much what's in the, not necessarily what's in the bank account as much as what's in the character of the man, And when I say that, I'm not saying, dive into a relationship with a man based on potential. No, but if he has a vision, if he's working, if he has a grind and you can see him moving in the direction, that's enough man for you to respect. If he can take care of himself, that's enough man for you to respect. Now he may not be able to, if you one of these high earning women, he may not be able to afford your lifestyle, but if he can take care of himself and if he can provide basic needs that's enough man for you to respect. But if you're all about he got to make more money than me, and my question was, let's say the man does make as much money as you think he needs to make. What if that's all he has? If all he has is the money, is that enough for you? Or are you going to be like a woman that figures out after you get into a relationship with a man just for money that there were some things that were more important than the money? And maybe you put first things last and last things first. So that's what sparked this conversation that I want to have with the brothers right now, because there are a lot of great men out here. And I know I hear women say, ain't no whole lot of great. They get on out here with that scarcity mindset. I'll say again, there are a lot of great men out here. Some of them are great and don't even realize it yet. God is raising them up, right? But there are some men who are actually great. They're actualizing their greatness. They're good men. They're great men, but they're made to feel inadequate because of the money. And so I address this for you brothers, and I put rcblakesstore.com on the bottom of this thing for a reason. I address this in my book, Kingology. I've written, yes, a book to men. And I'm talking to the men in chapter number 7. Let me see if I can get over there. Chapter number 7, we're talking about kings and coins. And what I talk about in this chapter is a king's respect for money. Now, the first thing I want to say to you is that money itself is not evil, but the man's love and the obsession for money is the thing that becomes evil. 1 Timothy 6:9-10 says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The first thing I say to men, in most cases, well, in a lot of cases, I'm older than most of the men that listen to me. The first thing I would say to you is, don't be a lover of money. Don't be a man that buys into the culture which says, all you need is a bag full of money. You need more than that. You don't want to be a man that's just running behind money, because the Bible itself says you will find a snare. You fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lust which drown men in destruction and perdition. Yeah. You don't want to be a man that's just running after money. Even though the culture says, even though certain women even say, it's all about your money. It's all about how big your bag is. Don't fall into that. You want to be a man that develops his character. You want to become a safe, godly man. You want to become a man that, and these are some of the things that I would challenge women who say it's all about the money first. Does he need to be emotionally intelligent? And what does that mean? When you are an emotionally intelligent man, it means that you are aware of yourself. You know where your triggers are. You know what those triggers can produce. You manage yourself well. And you're also able to accommodate empathetically the emotions of your woman, your children, and your community. That makes for a safe man. A safe man knows how to feel as well as think logically. And so you don't want to be a man that's just buying into the idea that I'm as great as my wallet or my bank account. I've seen a whole lot of dirt bags with a lot of money. A lot of money means nothing. Some of the worst people I know have a lot of money. I wish I could just talk like I want to talk, but I'm a preacher and I'm on a public platform right now. But some of the worst men I know have a lot of money. You don't want to be that guy, because a lot of money does not for a legacy make. A man that leaves a legacy is a man that lives and leads a pure and a godly life and makes an impact on others. Now, let me see if I can just kind of hopscotch through this chapter. Let me read a little bit. Is that okay if I just read a little bit? We may always discern a man who has not had much of a relationship with money, at least not a healthy relationship. He always believes that money is the source of happiness. He defines himself by his bank account, and he is obsessed with making money. Consequently, he makes a living without ever building a life. Kings build a life. You don't want to be a man that makes a living and never makes a life. You know, the things that I'm most proud of in my life, because money comes, money goes, right? The things that I'm most proud of in my life is that, okay, my wife and I were just in LA last couple of days, and she was asked a question, what is she, what has she learned about marriage, And she said, I learned that you should choose a safe man. And she said out of her mouth that for 29 plus years, my husband has made me feel safe, even till today. We started off in our 20s. Now I'm 60, she's in her, yeah. And she said, still today, I make her feel safe. That's what you call building a life. 4 adult children. Unless something changed, they all love me. They may not want to be around me a whole lot. They may not want to tolerate me and my opinions all the time, but they all love me. They adore their father. They never disrespect me. Come on now. My grandchildren love me. Our oldest grandson came by the house the other day just to work out with his grandmother and his grandfather. That's what I call building a life. We were sitting on the airplane on our way back from LA, and Althea's her name. She came on the airplane and her daughter saw me, and her daughter said, oh, and people trying to figure out what's going on. She loves you. She made me listen to you in the car. And her daughter said, the line, people trying to get on the plane, her daughter said, get a selfie, you know you want it. That's what I call building a life. My church respects me. The same church I was born in, the same church I made all of my mistakes in, is the church that I lead today. They love me and respect me. That's the kind of man you want to be. You don't want to be a man that's just given to money, believing that money makes you. It does not. So money has a purpose in a man's life, because a king keeps the coins in context. Now I need y'all to share this with your sons, with your nephews, yeah, maybe even with your intended. Because these are lessons that most men have not had taught to them, especially, I can speak because I'm a black man, obviously. As black men, most of us have not had a man to sit us down and teach us the things that I'm getting ready to share with you, and the things that are all throughout this book. I would say really to every woman that has a young man that's probably 12, 13 years old, he needs to read this book. These are the lessons that fathers should have taught young kings. Let me read a little bit from the book. Money is the servant of the man, while the man is the servant of God. Money is the servant of the man, while the man is the servant of God. Kings do not allow money to possess their hearts and souls. Kings use money while never allowing the money to use them. Jesus put it this way and if you all would, just share this with me, for me rather, on, what is it, X, on Facebook, wherever you can share it. Copy the link and share it. But Jesus put it this way in Matthew 6:24. He says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon, meaning what? Money, possessions, fame, status, or whatever is valued more than the Lord. So back to the original statement, money is the servant of the man, while the man is the servant of God. When you understand this as a man, that you are the servant of God, while money is the servant of you, it's then that God will give you more money than you can spend. This book is entitled, Brittany says, what book is this, Bishop? This is Kingology. This is the book I wrote to men. You know, I wrote Queenology for women, and I wrote Kingology for men. The Return of the King, a return to classical manhood. So this is for men. I recommend it for young guys, well as old guys, but the earlier we get these messages or this message and this wisdom, the better. Now, let's see. The Bible says in Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You can get this book on Amazon as well as at RCBLAKESStore.com. Matthew 6:21 says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So when you, watch this, when you follow the money, you eventually arrive at your heart. And what do I mean by that? When you search out your use of money, the way you think about money, you'll find out where your heart is. Wherever you put your money, there you find your heart. You know, like I know my heart is with my family. My heart is with my wife. My heart is with my ministry. You know, my heart is with the things of God. My heart is with people. I give people a lot of money. Some would say you got to be crazy giving people that kind of money. But I guess I'm crazy. I believe that God put me in the earth. I believe he's put me in the earth to be a dispenser. I believe I'm supposed to be a dispenser of blessings to people that need it. So when you search out your money as a man, you get a chance to really get a snapshot of your heart. So if all of your resources are in diamonds and gold and chains and all of this stuff, there's nothing wrong with that stuff. I have tons of that stuff from my earlier days, you know, and I feel awkward trying to wear a lot of that stuff now. I do. I put it on sometimes and I try to wear it and I say, oh, no. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know, but it's not where my head is now. When I bought that stuff, that's what I was focused on. That's not where my head is now. Because when a man follows the money in his life, he eventually arrives at where his heart is. A man may get an x-ray of his heart when he observes his financial life. Men cannot afford to be financially reckless or childish because money is not a toy, it is a tool. It can build or it can kill depending on whose hands it is in. A man must never be found to be irresponsible with financial resources. Now, there are two, and this is for, I'm talking to men, but I need you women to hear this as well so you can understand what I mean by a man's philosophy about money is more important than his bank account. There are two main reasons a man must manage money well. And let me say this to you. Sometimes managing money as a man, and listen to me now, this is going to challenge that toxic masculinity that was poured into us as men. Sometimes managing money well as a man is allowing the woman God gives you to manage that money. Now, you got to know that she's the one God gave you. You got to know you can trust her. I would never let a woman that I did not trust manage my money, right? My wife is the only woman in my life that's ever managed my money. I poorly managed it before her, but I managed it. When my wife came into my life, I found the woman that I could trust to manage my resources, as meager as they might have been at the time, and as massive as they're going to be in the future. I trust my wife to manage my resources. But sometimes managing your money well as a man is breaking from your ego trip and recognizing the fact that God gave you a partner who has gifts and abilities that you don't possess to help you to organize your resources. But there are two main reasons a man must manage his money. Number one, a man must manage his money well because, number one, a man is the defender of the family. A conscious man understands money as a means to defend himself and his family. Listen to what Ecclesiastes 7:12 says. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. So a grown, king-conscious man understands that he must manage the money well because he is the defender of the family. Now, let me read a little bit from the book. There are many predicaments that will simply require having enough money. A child's education, a parent's health care, and a wife's need for more space are all examples of things that a man can only answer when he has resources. Nothing gives a husband and father greater pride than being able to meet the financial challenges of the family. So you can't afford as a man to be reckless with your money. And the sooner you learn this, the better. Even as a young single guy, you want to learn to, and I have to be honest with you here. This is not a lesson I learned when I should have learned it. I should have lived a more constrained financial life as a single man. If you can do that as a single man, put yourself on a budget and live beneath your means, oh my God, you're setting yourself up for an amazing financial kingdom. Man, if all things being honest, I should be a multimillionaire right now. But I wasted a lot of money because I didn't manage the money right, because I didn't understand that as a man, I was the defender of the family, and that much of the defense of the family is not going to be about putting these up. It's going to be about putting that up. You got to have it to put it up. Let's see. Oh, let me read this statement. There's nothing worse than not having enough when you once had more than enough. Oh, that's horrible. When you look at and you say as a man, I don't have enough to meet this very real need in my family. And then you look back over your life and you say, wow, man, if only I had done X, Y, Z. I had more than enough, but I squandered it on stuff that wasn't even worth it. But listen to what 1 Timothy 5:8, because we're talking about two main reasons a man must manage money. A man is the defender of the family. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, if anyone fails to provide for his relatives, and especially for those of his own family, he has disowned the faith by failing to accompany it with fruits, and is worse than an unbeliever who performs his obligation in these matters. Even sinners have enough wisdom to provide for their own. Well, as men of God, we have to have enough wisdom. Number two, second reason a man must manage money. A man is the visionary of the family. Not only are you the defender of the family, but you're the visionary of the family. When a man handles money, he views it as the down payment on a greater tomorrow for his children and grandchildren. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. These are the responsibilities of men. Again, a woman should look for a man that has certain character. Not a man that just has okay, you get a man that got a lot of money, and he's spending it all. He got 5 or 6 cars for himself. I don't care how much money you're making, you're going to go broke with that kind of stuff. What's going to happen when the lean season hit? I don't think this one going over well. A king is always securing the future of his kingdom. And watch this. The success of a man is determined by the power of his successors. So that's why, those are the two main reasons. The man is the defender of the family, which says, I got to manage this money well because I got to have it when it's needed. And the man is the visionary of the family. He has to set a foundation for the future, even of his children's children. Now let's shift gears here. The mindset of a grown man and money. Number one, he has a mind to work for it. He has a mind to work for it. Sisters, let me talk to you. Never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever deal with a man that doesn't want to work for his money. Kings earn their money. 2 Thessalonians 3:10 puts it this way. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. A man that won't work should not be eating. He should not be putting his 12, 13, 14s up under nobody's table. He don't want to work. Now, you single mothers, this is why you can't have no boy 18 years old just lying around on your couch because you feel sorry for him because his daddy didn't show up. Well, his daddy didn't show up. That means you got to do all of this. You got to kick him in his bottom and tell him, get up off your couch. You're going to either go to college or you're going to go get yourself a job or you going into the military. But you ain't going to lay around here in the wife beater eating cereal out of a cake mixing bowl on my couch. Because you're not raising a boy, you're raising a man. He got to have a mind to work. Don't allow your son to just live around here. My son called me today. He's our youngest kid, telling me about a job, telling us about a job he applied for, and he said he made it through the first round of interviews and all of that. And we also in that conversation talked about him going on to graduate school and all of these kinds of things. You don't want to raise no man that doesn't have a mind to work. You don't want to be a man that doesn't have a mind to work. The Bible says if you don't work, you ain't supposed to be out here eating. The last thing you want to be as a man is a freeloader. I pause right there for a reason. The last thing you want to be as a man is a freeloader. You don't want to be no guy out here, man. It's saying every time he come around, man, he ain't never got nothing. He can't pay no bill. Oh, my God. No. You want to be a man that's working. And let me tell you something. It's better for you to be on fries at McDonald's than on your mama's couch. They ain't paying enough money. It's paying more than that couch paying. Number two, the mindset of a grown man and money. King conscious man, in other words. He has a mind to pay bills. He has a mind to pay his bills. Bible says in Proverbs 22:1, a good name rather, is to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. A man's credit score is largely a reflection of his financial reputation. Now, all things being equal, I know the system is, not always in favor of certain marginalized people. I'm aware of that. I'm sophisticated enough to understand that. But in great part, a man's credit score is largely a reflection of his financial reputation. Now, the Bible provides us with a very pragmatic rule for managing debt. And it's found in Proverbs 3:27 through 28. And it states in the Amplified Version this: withhold not good from those to whom it is due, its rightful owners, when it is in the power of your hand to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give it when you have it with you. In other words, kings pay their debts as soon as they have the means. Never procrastinate to pay your bills. Pay your bills on time, bro. Pay your bills on time. One of our sons, should I say, not biological, but one of our spiritual sons, he came to the house the other day and he said, man, I got my credit score up to 700. This is a young black man. See? This is a young black man. That means you're doing what? Paying your bills on time, because kings pay their bills. Number three, he has a mind to save money. And this point goes back to the concept of men being the protectors of the family. Big part of defending the family lies in saving money for the emergencies. So I save coins. I save dollar bills. There are times I pull out so many dollar bills, They're wondering what's going on. Is your boy moving weight? What's going on with all these dollar bills? Your boy's either moving weight or he over in the strip club somewhere with all these dollar bills, But I save dollar bills because, this is a day and time you don't necessarily run into cash like talking. I save dollar bills. I save coins. I stick money back everywhere because I never know what I'm going to need, when I'm going to need, who going to need what, and I'm responsible for one person primarily, my wife. And of course, my brother and I, we're responsible for our mother, right? And I got 4 grown children who really responsible for themselves, but, we feel responsible for them too. And we got grandchildren that we feel responsible for. So I got to what? Save. As a man, you want to save something. One of the lessons my late father, where is it at? Right there. See him right there? Right there. One of the lessons he taught me, I think it was a $50 bill that he gave me. And he said, now stick this in the back of your wallet. And he said, when I ask you to show it to me, he says, I want you to be able to show it to me. And I stuck it in the back of my wallet. And when he asked me to show it to him, I was able to show it to him. And he said, what I'm teaching you with this is, now, time had gone on. I had it for weeks, maybe even months. He said, let me see that $50 bill I gave you. And I was able to show it to him. And what he was teaching me was the power to be able to hold on to a dollar. A man, Nellie said, make it rain. No, we wasn't making it rain, Nellie. We wasn't making it rain. Hallelujah. He was teaching me the power of a man being able to hold on to a dollar. In the movie The Godfather, he says, women and children can afford to be irresponsible, but men cannot. Why? Because at the end of the day, you are held responsible for the well-being of your family. And if you can't save, if you can't hold on to a dollar, you are going to prove to be irresponsible. Because kings' responsibility, the ability to respond, kings are always prepared to respond. So we said the mindset of a king, grown man rather than money. He has a mind to work for money. Number 2, we said he has a mind to pay his bills. Number 3, we said he has a mind to save his money. And let's look at this one here. 7 things that destroy a man financially. Jerry said, my mom would do that to my oldest son, her grandson. She would say, show me what's in your wallet. A man is supposed to be able to show you what's in his wallet. Come on now. Now, let's talk about this. 7 things that destroy a man financially. If y'all got any sons or nephews, this would be a great time to tell them, put the PlayStation controller down and listen to what the old preacher got to say. Because this right here, these are the conversations we need to have with our young men, and unfortunately, even our old men need to hear some of this stuff. Men that should know better still need to hear some of this stuff. 7 things that destroy a man financially. Number 1 is womanizing. Womanizing. Jumping in and out the bed with all these different women, not figuring out who you're going to commit yourself to, and locking your happy self down as a man destroys a man financially. And all of these men want to have all of these conversations about, why I can't have multiple women. The number 1 reason you can't have no multiple women is because most of y'all can't afford to even take care of yourself. You can't afford to take care of one woman. You around here talking about 50-50 with one woman. What makes you think come on now, womanizing. When a man fails to overcome the temptations of lust and infidelity, he will have to pay a great price. He pays a spiritual price. He pays a social price. Your name is mud. And it cost him emotionally, and it will always hit his economic reality. That judge gonna drop that thing, bam, half. Bam, you got to pay her court costs. Bam, you got to keep her in the style of life in which she's been accustomed. That's what's going to happen. Somebody's unfair all you want. Nobody tell you climb up in that bed with somebody that you wasn't married to. You should have went home. Love should have brought you home last night. That stuff's going to always cost you, bro. That stuff's going to always cost. One of the greatest financial moves a man can make is to commit himself to one woman that God has given him. Now, y'all ain't got to listen to me. Oh, he old, look at his hairline, You need to check out my bottom line before you go talk about my hairline. You still have to get to where I've gotten to. I'm trying to share some game with you, bro. You ain't got to listen to me. You can listen to all these dummies that you running up and down the street with, y'all all running through the school zone doing 100 miles per hour. That's how smart y'all are. You can listen to them, or you can listen to somebody that's been there and done that, got it corrected, doing it the right way now. Praise the Lord. Womanizing. Costs a whole lot to maintain an illicit lifestyle. Number 2, indecision. 7 things that destroy a man financially. Womanizing. Number 1, indecision. Number 2, just not a man who cannot or will not make a decision will always pay a tremendous price. Many blessings and opportunities are time sensitive. A man who flounders and procrastinates is easy prey for misfortune. Some of the most regretful seasons of my life go back to times when I was paralyzed by insecurity and self-doubt as a man. I just couldn't make a decision, and I missed the opportune time to take action. I eventually took action, but it did not accomplish what it could have if I had acted earlier. Inaction is the forerunner of failure. You got to remember that as a man, because we have a lot of insecurities as men, right? We're afraid to, make the call. We're afraid to make the decision. We don't want anybody to say, oh, you made the decision, it was the wrong one. Make the decision, man. Just make the decision. It may be the wrong one, but be on record as having made the decision. Men make decisions. Men pull the trigger. Your woman's going to respect you for pulling the trigger. She may fuss and all that about, you made the decision and it was the wrong one. But at the end of the day, she going to come and she going to say, babe, it wasn't the best decision, but I sure appreciate you for making it. We're going to be all right. She going to respect you for making the decision. Because if you didn't make the decision, she was going to have to make the decision. James 1:8 says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Men pull the trigger. It's my daughter. Men pull the trigger. The third thing, 7 things that destroy a man financially. Gambling. Gambling. Sacred Earth Essentials, thank you so much. She says, love that you give all of this wisdom to the community. Thank you. Isn't that what we're supposed to do, though? Those of us that have grown and learned, aren't we supposed to share that with the community? That's one of our biggest problems in the Black community and in even the human community, not just the Black community, and even in the church community. But back to my point, gambling. A king builds his empire on sound decisions and never on chance. Ecclesiastes 5:10 says in the New American Standard Bible Version, it says, he who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves abundance with its income. This too is vanity. So a man who is given to gambling quite often never gets enough and does not possess the discipline to stop. He's never satisfied. So he wins, but he's never satisfied. So he keeps going. See, that's why I've never been a gambler, because I know if I give you my $100 and you talking about, roll this and you lose. Oh no, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be some furniture moving. You ain't gonna take my $100 like that. No, that fast? You done took my money? Oh no. So I never got involved in no gambling. I don't do no gambling. I don't believe in no gambling. My money is too important. The people that my money is designed to take care of are too important to me for me to be out here, just wishing upon a star, hoping you do right. No, ma'am, no, sir. Kings do not gamble. Number 4. Love you, Tanya. Love you, love you, love you. Laziness in business. 7 things that bring a man to poverty: womanizing, indecision, gambling, laziness in business. A man is always compromised when he does not have the discipline to apply himself to matters of business. If a man takes care of business, his business will eventually take care of him. It will always show if a man fails to attend to his business. The daily acts of being on time, being consistently productive in whatever you put your hands to, and being diligent are aspects of a man taking care of what? Business. Proverbs 22:29 says, "Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men." Because opportunity does not knock for a lazy dude. Opportunity does not knock for a lazy dude. In fact, about it, when you're taking care of your business properly as a man, opportunity doesn't have to knock because you're sitting on the porch waiting for it. Number 5 kind of bleeds out of 4, but not quite the same. Laziness in business. But here's number 5: overindulgence in relaxation. Last thing you want, ladies, is a man that every time you call him, "What you doing?" "Just chilling." Okay. You call him later. "What you doing?" "Just chilling." Okay. Call him tomorrow. What's up?" "Just chilling." Kings do not focus on relaxation. Kings are consumed with advancement. Common men dream of vacations and leisure. Kings dream of opportunities and empires, because kings are constantly building. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 9 through 11 states this: "How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man." A lazy, lethargic man will never maintain the discipline to keep up with the need to earn and multiply resources. Lazy men always end in want. See, that's why you got to make sure that you as a woman, that you're not choosing a lazy man. Jesus. Ooh, I forgot to put my light on. Let me calm it down, though. There you go. Better late than never. Number 6. 7 things that destroy a man financially: womanizing, indecision, gambling, laziness in business, overindulgence in relaxation. Number 6, fleshly passions. A man who gives himself to wine, women, and partying usually discovers himself surrounded by ruins. Stewardship demands the disciplining of a man's passions. Look at this statement here. She, I think it's the way it said, either she or Shay. She says, they want to rest after work, but want the 50-50 woman who also works to cook and clean after work. I mean, it's just common sense that 50-50 stuff is a joke, right? That's a joke. It's a joke. You want a woman to have 100% of these babies, right? You want a woman that, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. But back to my thing. Proverbs 23:20 and 21 says, be not among wine bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. That's why I say to young men all the time, you got to stop smoking all this weed, man. Y'all just smoking all this weed like you done gone absolutely crazy. You just smoking this stuff. You just high all the time. Okay. I almost said something. Thank you, Jesus, for holding my tongue, because I almost said something. How in the heaven do you think you're going to go to where the Creator designed you to go, and you always high? You can't even keep your eyes open. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And you good and high. You out of balance. You're not disciplined. You out of whack. And you so high, you too dumb to even realize that every time destiny knocked at your door, you was too high to answer. Come on, man. I'm trying to talk to you like a father would talk to a son, an uncle would talk to a nephew, a big brother would talk to a young brother. You too high to know that destiny that knocked at your door multiple times, but you was too high to answer because you given yourself over to your passions. Hurt my shoulder messing around with y'all. Golly. Whew. That's why they can't work. Just high, just high, just high. And smelling all that stuff stinks, man. Nobody won't smell that all day. I don't care how much you spray that stuff ain't working. That stuff you working with is that stuff strong. Number 7, and I'm out of here. 7 things that destroy a man financially. Womanizing, indecision, number 2. Gambling is number 3. Laziness in business is number 4. Overindulgence and relaxation is number 5. Number 6 is fleshly passions. And number 7 is the get-rich-quick scheme. Sacred Earth Essentials, I understand. There's a balance to all of this, right? I get it. Number 7, get-rich-quick schemes. The final issue that I want to address is the get-rich-quick scheme. As men, we are sometimes lured into the idea of quick wealth. This is rarely a reality. Quick and wealth are not usually in the same boat. Most wealth will be the consequence of strategy, discipline, and patience. A get-rich-quick scheme is really an oxymoron. One does not get rich quick. Rather, one gets depleted quickly. Proverbs 28:22 says, he that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. So as men, we must possess the same seriousness about money as a king feels for the financial health of his empire. Manhood does not afford us the luxury of irresponsibility. Too much is riding on our financial success. Kingology. Go to Amazon, pick it up now. You can get it also in the electronic version. You can get it in the audio version, or you can go to RCBLAKESStore.com. You can pick it up there as well. But there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Kings and Coins, Men and Money. I hope you got something out of this today. I really enjoyed just dropping in, sharing this with you. Please share this with others, and especially those men in your lives. And just know that I love you. Know that I love you. If you're anywhere around Houston, Texas this weekend, come and share with Lisa and I at New Home Church in Houston at 4805 Shermire Road. We're going to be there in person this Sunday, and I'm looking forward to meeting you this Sunday. You can come in for 10 a.m., and we have a powerful time of prayer. And then 11 a.m., our regular worship time starts. And I'd love to have you in the house with us this Sunday. Don't forget to go by. Don't forget to go by and pick up any of my books at Amazon. Any or all of my books at Amazon. Those of you that want to join the Royal Court, great time to do so. We have some amazing things that are coming out for our members, that are coming to our members, should I say. And I'm so appreciative for those of you that are members of the channel that just support us. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. But go by Amazon, pick up all of my books. Go to RCBLAKESStore.com. Also, what am I getting ready to say? Those of you that need counseling, you're sitting there and you're saying, well, Pastor, I have some issues I need to work through. I want you to hit the link for BetterHelp Counseling. And if you utilize our link, it will afford you 10% off of the cost of their counseling. And the thing I love about it is you can try, a therapist. If that one works for you, you can stick with that one. If not, you can change. For no apparent reason, you can just say, I want somebody else, until you find the one that really works for you. And all of us at certain points in time, right, need somebody that we can talk to. Also, tonight, thank you, Nellie. Tonight we're going to have a Zoom call for those of you that may want to go to South Africa with the Blakes family next year, December of 2025. We're going to Ghana in July. We're going to South Africa in December of 2025. And tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're having the informational Zoom call. And hey, man, I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you. First Lady's put the BetterHelp link for those of you that need counseling. She's put the BetterHelp link in there. Let me see. Keisha wants to know what is number 6. Number 6 was fleshly passions. Fleshly passions. Thank you, Pastor, for your work. You have helped me so much the past 5 years. I appreciate you so much. Praise God for you. I thank God for you, Tanya. Thank you for sharing that with me. It means the world. I love y'all. Hey, you're on top. Let me see if I can get to my little stuff here. You're on top. You're going higher. God has more in store for you. So what? We're going to see you at the top. God bless you. Until next time, I love you. God bless.